I even said, especially for the smaller channels, we're sometimes lucky to crack, 600-700 viewers, but on Rewind they get over 1,000. So it'd behoove us to go up there and talk. That way we can introduce ourselves to a bigger audience. But I guess one thing a lot of people want to not really question, but just kind of say, if they have a formula that makes money, and they feel that you're pushing them in a direction that's not going to make them money, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, what is the bottom line at the end of the day?
I feel like I know better.
Okay.
I feel like I know better. I know what the show needs to do. The show needs to not just sit there and pander to the RWO or whatever the Rewind fans. I think the show needs to grow and get more fans. And you do that by rewinding.
Yeah.
If I'm a fan of Nerds and something crazy happened on Nerds, I want to tune into Rewind to see what Xylee and Billy have to say about it. But they don't cover it.
No, I get that. And that's
there's, a lot of times the biggest stories of the day, right? Like yesterday was insane. Like when Becky dropped that thing, it just wasn't covered. And that was like the most crucial point of the story. And when I tuned in, to watch Rewind, Xylee was like, yeah, I don't care about Roxy and Becky anymore. I just don't care. And I was like, but that's the job, is to care about, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then every time I say, I want Rewind to rewind and cover these stories, they'll say, every time we watch the clips, well, if it's not an interesting clip, then don't play the clip. I mean, you got to decide what clips to play, what clips not to play, right? But you can still tell everybody what's going on. You can communicate to your audience what's going on in the LCU,
Definitely. And that's one thing that we like to do on Cafe, because, like I was on Rewind for a bit. I was on the other show kind of doing this. So a lot of our audience is like UK and international audience, and 10 p.m. is a little late for them. So that's why we try to, like kind of give them the morning Rewind, So, like I know some people are donating saying that they find out more from us than they do Rewind, but I mean, it is what it is. I don't mind doing like the morning Rewind because I like it because let me backtrack. When you told me to tell stories better and learn how to tell stories, I feel like I've gotten better at it, and I actually enjoy doing it. I think it's good, and Batgirl enjoys it as well because there's some stuff she misses. So getting her like raw reaction to it is, the fans enjoy it. Cafe enjoys it.
I think the biggest problem with Rewind is Xylee and Billy just fighting against everything that I'm saying I want out of the show.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, he's wrong. He's 100% wrong, right? There's no like, okay, let me try this. It's no, he is wrong. He is wrong. So now we're at a point where no matter what I say, oh, he's wrong. He's trying to kill our show. They're trying to fuck with our show. He's trying to sabotage our show. No, that's not what I'm trying to do at all. You got Rastoff over here like, hey, the show has grown bigger than Rewind. It's more about the dynamic between Billy and Xylee. Okay, well then I guess we need a Rewind show.
Yeah. No,
and then it's like, well, all the other shows are covering Rewind, right? Why are they doing that? I wonder why they're doing that.
No one else does. I'm just being honest.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always everyone else is wrong. Keemstar is wrong. All right. Everyone's wrong. Rewind is just fine. And we got the numbers to back it up. Hey, I want your numbers to be 10 times what they are fucking today. And I have a roadmap on how to get your numbers 10 times of what they are today. I'm not saying shit to make you fail. It doesn't matter how many times you tell the Rewind audience that Keemstar's trying to ruin your show. It's not true. It doesn't matter how many times you say, oh, he's trying to fuck up what we got going on here. It's not true.
No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. Because it's, when you get away from what the show is supposed to be and you go into other directions, it kind of kills the main purpose of it. And I know they say hosts can jump in and jump out at any time, but not a lot of them do. And that's and like
there is click off moments. There's click off moments on Rewind. It's when they're not rewinding.
Yeah.
And they're not rewinding.
Holy shit. Lunchbox is giving another 20 members. Thank you so much, bro. That is awesome. That is fucking awesome. So we're at 159 out of 200. So I don't know if you heard about the new member goal, but if we hit 200 members, I'm going to buy like a Bigfoot costume and I'm going to cosplay as Bigfoot and Batgirl's going to do Batboy. We're going to do like a whole show like that. So, and I'm going to have like,
they were saying like nobody calls into the show anymore. And it's like, then call them out. Then call them the fuck out. Last night they called Nightmare out. Right. And guess what? Nightmare came on.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, I get it 100%. So speaking of, that wasn't the only,
Oh boy, was it a day? No, it Wednesday was very mid. Like it felt like a lot of things was happening, but it also felt like nothing was happening, right? Cafe wasn't bad, and it was really mostly Keemstar complaining to Ken about how Rewind isn't doing the Rewind show, which later on in live, Billy would go up there and complain about the issue, and truthfully, I do have quite a bit of clips, but I'm just going to keep it to one clip per show in this particular video, because I feel like there's not much for me to do, right? There's not much for me to really say, right? In Cafe, they did bring up Ruby's name again, and even Keemstar even admit that like Ruby brings in more people and more entertaining than Zeta Ray, which is hilarious. At the same time, later on, Ruby, even Ruby admitted that she doesn't like. Well, not that she admit. Ruby straight up says a number of times that she doesn't want to be back on the LCU, and I don't blame her. Let's be fair, I don't blame her given the amount of mental strain it does take to be in the LCU, and how much it just constantly gets to the point where your personal life is affected. I mean, it's a good thing that you haven't banned her in every chat. I'm happy for that much. Except for Tess, they banned her there and I think like one or two more channels. But who cares? That's really it. That there wasn't really much going on Wednesday. Like maybe there was stuff, but it wasn't that much stuff. And Ken was really getting more prepared for the stream later on the day, which I did clip. We are going to talk about that when we get to it.
My address. He has my. Hey, you know what? Never mind. Baja. I don't know. That was a little bit. That I hope you enjoyed that AI video of me that they created. It was called. That prompt was Buff rants at Baja. It was really cool. But no, like seriously, whenever you get a chance, man, like don't even worry about it. Take your time. It's perfectly cool. The best guy, coolest guy, most handsomest. Bro, he's probably swinging. I bet the dude's amazing. Yeah, Baja's fucking awesome, bro. Yeah, fucking amazing guy. Awesome. Glaze the fuck out you. All right,
I should mention this. I have construction going on my roof right now. If it starts getting loud because they just started back up again, you let me know, and I will like mute for a second and let you vamp because it's really loud. They have been doing construction on my roof since 7 in the morning. Okay, 7 in the morning, which is the time that I went to bed because of Tech Talk. So realistically, first off, I got like 3 hours of sleep because I woke up at 10. But I never really even slept, bro, because this all fucking morning I'm waking up to these motherfuckers on my fucking wall.
Be quiet. Hold on. It sounds like her apartment has a heartbeat. Listen.
So with Nerd, they did cover some drama, but with the Nerd, they had some issue relating to Zay's apartment getting fixed or the roof, and she eventually went out in a hot dog shoot. I don't know what else I can say. Like they talked about the nightmare stuff and Billy's stuff. There's really not much I can say. Hell, there's really not much I can say in this particular stream. Dolls, nothing happened. Dolls was just a whole bunch of word salad and a whole lot of nothing. Maybe I missed something in Dolls, but Dolls there wasn't much happening. Let's keep moving on.
Hi, Rostov.
What the fuck are you?
Why the fuck do they keep adding just random goddamn mechanics that nobody fucking asked for? They did that goddamn fucking motion flow shit in the third one that nobody fucking used because I didn't. Same with the goddamn like the crap summon version thing that they had. Didn't use that shit either. Just fucking leave it the way that it is. We love it that way. That's why we like it.
No, they added. They did so much and fucked with it so much that I never wanted to play past the third one. I never wanted to because the simple fact is like not only like.
Honestly, the second one was the last best one. Like even the third one doesn't compare.
The third one wasn't good, but no, like you play it out of nostalgia. You're not be like, oh my god, I love it so much. It's just like you want to see the story. How it started was fucking beautiful.
I did like the transforming keyblades. I thought that was
that was
cool.
the best feature. I will give it that.
Did they get too
Where's
cartoony?
the Final Fantasy characters? Where are the fucking Final Fantasy characters? They're all gone. They just didn't have them. Bro.
You know what killed me? What is it me or am I remembering it wrong? But wasn't the original story for fucking Kingdom's Heart like way more darker and grittier? And as they went further and further, it got more lighthearted.
I mean, it was super dark when it started.
Worlds were just destroyed. People were fucking turning into Hylas and shit.
Yeah,
It
the
was
Harleys
crazy.
were everywhere, and they looked like fucking shadow demons. Like
in the beginning, when you're going up that spire and there's like a whole fuck ton. Just the memories of looking at the beach.
Retro Nick super chatted $40. EFF it. That banging is annoying AF and it's not even my damn roof. Someone outdo me now. Let's get an angry glizzy hashtag hot dog bang.
Yeah, you can only imagine what it sounds like in the fucking house. You're hearing it through a mic, bro.
Community manager, I have like a 12.
Arian super chatted $20. Rastov, what class / race are you playing? We have a monk, paladin, druid / cleric, possibly a bard. What are you thinking? 2x sphere on the wheel. Hashtag suck my Dioc Brady.
I got you, Gav. Did you see the donation, Rastov?
That's a lot of wisdom and charisma. I might play a wizard.
I kind of forgot they talked about Kingdom Hearts, and I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. I just wanted to add here, I just wanted an excuse to talk about Kingdom Hearts because I'm kind of getting into like the swing of getting back to playing Kingdom Hearts, which is funny because I did buy Kingdom Hearts 3 a couple of weeks ago. I haven't not gotten around to play it. They brought up the stories and some of the mechanics. Personally, I'm gonna be real with you. I understand their complaint with the mechanics and gameplay of Kingdom Hearts and why it couldn't be simple. The problem is that Square Enix, and really, it's really more with Square itself and not Enix. Um, because it's funny because on one hand, if you ever play Dragon Quest games, they don't really change that much. Yet the gameplay is solid. But I think it's because Dragon Quest is geared towards more hardcore turn-based JRPG people more than anything else, right? So it knows what it's focusing on, right? And it mostly from there it focused mostly on the story itself. Where I think Kingdom Hearts is constantly evolving because it's an action RPG first and foremost. And a lot of action RPG took a major shift in the 2000s, right? There was a major shift, not even just action RPGs, but RPGs in general at the 2000 took a major shift. Whether it's MMORPGs, whether it is action, role play, there's any RPG you could think of, there was a big major shift after the 2000. And Kingdom Hearts just happened to be one of those games where around the mid to late 2000 that change was very clear to the point where in the 2010s we saw so many splits, and yet at the same time we saw sort of a resurgence of classical RPGs. Again, I just want to talk about this for a couple minutes because I just wanted an excuse to give myself a break and kind of make this video long. But I just want to talk about RPGs, and one day I will in a separate video. But what I'm getting at is that Square Enix has a tendency to constantly change their games, even though they don't have to, but they need to be for like kind of just obvious reasons. And it's either a good thing or a bad thing depending on who you ask, right? Like when you look at, let's say, Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X is way different than, let's say, 4 or 7, right? But because there's no level system, but there's a spear system, but I guess in a way that technically is a level system. If you know what I mean, you know what I'm trying to come across. And for Kingdom Hearts, like in the case of Kingdom Hearts, it's sort of different. I don't know. I don't know. Because again, I understand where they're coming from once more, right? I played mostly 2, Change of Memories. What else I played? Change of Memories, Dream Drop Distance. I think I played one other, right? But that's about it, right? And they're all radically different, even though you can say that they still play similar in some regards, right? And I think that Square Enix just trying to try new things. Oh, and 356 over days, whatever. I can't remember the exact number. That one, the one on the DS with rocks. That's actually my personal favorite. But again, I think also they realized that, like, again, as the games move forward, they need to constantly evolve and change. And believe it or not, Kingdom Hearts people debate over what Kingdom Hearts game has the best mechanics. It is very weird to say this, but I can tell you a friend of mine who really was into Dream Drop Distance. He once told me about the mechanics of the game and how he used it and how it's way different than the rest. And I'm just here like what? And I'm here playing Dream Drop Distance just normally, right? Here he's doing all this glide and all this stuff, and I'm just like, interesting development, right? And again, I just wanted to talk about Kingdom Hearts because I wanted a break from all the LCU for a hot second. But that's really what it comes down to. In closing, Square Enix is just known for constantly evolving and changing for better or for worse, to the point where Final Fantasy has more or less went from just being it went from a turn-based JRPG to more or less this weird hybrid action RPG game. And Kingdom Hearts 3 development, though Kingdom Hearts 3 in itself had a lot of issues, I believe that I think it was almost the same situation, because the guy who created Kingdom Hearts 3 had his plate full with Final Fantasy Versus 13, which became Final Fantasy 15, but then he also had his hand full with a bunch of other projects, so he was overstressing himself. I mean, this isn't even like that hard to figure out. The guy even admitted that, like, yeah, I'm overstressed. I just haven't been focusing on Kingdom Hearts because he was ahead of Final Fantasy VII remake. He was working on Versus 13, which became 15, and he was working on Kingdom Hearts 3 and a bunch of other games. This is a known fact. The nerd should have took a second to look at it, and it explains why. And I do believe Kingdom Hearts 3 got, not that it got canceled, but they had to restart the project from the ground up. And there was also, they needed to make money on top of that. So that's one, I believe that was one of the main reasons why they re-released Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 3. They released all the collection games because of they needed money, and because of like, oops, we're messing up the project, we need to start all over again. So yeah, that's what I remember hearing. And really it was because of Final Fantasy 15 taking up more time, and then right after, as Final Fantasy 15 was kind of, I believe, towards the end of development, Final Fantasy 7 started its development. So Kingdom Hearts 3 kind of just got shafted and moved around. Like, if you don't believe me, you can look this shit up. And I think just like Metroid Prime 4, they just scrapped everything and they started from the beginning. And I believe there was a fire in Square Enix around that same period with development. It's a lot of reasons, right? There's a lot of reasons why Kingdom Hearts 3 was the way it was when released. Even though from what I actually heard, it wasn't even that bad. And I like Kingdom Hearts 2 a lot. I haven't really played 1. I played 1 enough, and I know the rest of the story. I would like to play Kingdom Hearts 1 day. But honestly, I have such a hard, I have a very much like deep love for 2. Kind of don't want to play 1 because of 2, but one day we'll get there. Okay, let's move on. I talked about Kingdom Hearts in game for longer than I wanted to.
Why is Roxy's new co-host a purple mattress? Oh wait, is that Becky?
Can you hear it on your end? I couldn't hear it from your TTS.
So fucking loud. Actually, what am I gonna do?
You're gonna die. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna fucking die, Rox. You're gonna get kicked out in like 2 minutes.
I know everybody's just so dead. Really sorry.
Oh my god, I can't believe how nervous I am for you. This is crazy. She's
It's
inside.
so loud. You can't use it.
I know I couldn't hear your TTS. They could hear it through the computer.
It's come to the Bluetooth.
Okay, well we know it is. So, oh my god. All right, so your first thing you have to do is go buy a plunger.
Oh Jesus.
Oh my god, this is so fun. I feel like I'm playing a video game, but for real.
Yeah, I'm really liking to play this video game right now. It might take a minute to go through the stream ads because it says it takes a few minutes to go through for you guys to get, but it's loud over here. It's so fucking loud.
Your face even looks a little red already. Wow, what is this angle? Can you turn the camera just to show us your view?
Yes.
Oh, she's surrounded already. Oh my god. Yeah, show us the view around you. It's even better. Here comes another one.
Gamers Asylum super chatted $20. Help. Help. I need an adult. Stranger danger. Stranger danger. I need an adult. I pooped my pants.
Oh no! The cell reception's not that great. Oh no! It went through, right, Roxy?
You can hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you, but your cell service isn't too good. Oh no!
Wait, what do you do?
Oh no, the cell service. Can you go? Let's see. If you walk around a little bit more, let's see if it improves.
I'm gonna check.
Okay, now you're good. You're good now. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, but I'm gonna transfer the Wi-Fi here though. It will be
Okay.
better.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Hey, Mac talking smack super chatted $20.
Oh my God.
Someone point me in the direction of the hemorrhoid creams.
We have to, for next stream, we'll have to change it so we could hear it through hers. Oh, that's way better.
What do you mean?
Your
Way
camera,
better.
I mean, we're not hearing it through your Bluetooth. You are. We're hearing it through the computer.
Kidding me?
But that's okay. We hear
It's
you.
so loud.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay, all right, hold on. Let me
Landscape,
get the
yeah.
Wi-Fi here.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay.
So guys, hold off on the donations for like a second or two till she's
Yeah,
ready to
hold
move
on. Yeah.
again. Unless you want to embarrass
Yeah.
her saying like, hey grandma, learn how to work your technology.
Yes, stop. Like, stop.
Can everyone
Oh my
around you
God.
hear me too?
Yes. No, you want me? I can take my earbud out so everybody can hear everything.
No. They don't need to hear me. It's even better that way. Thank you so much, AMAC.
Yeah, because I'm talking to myself. Oh my God, hold on to me.
Well,
I'm trying to fix it to where.
she's just standing there like for us we see this, but to everyone around her, she looks like a crazy lady. Trying to figure it
No,
out while she's
Trying
talking.
to get it to.
All right.
Oh my God, Wi-Fi.
I
yes.
will not stop, Roxy. Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. You could do.
All right, so we're in Milkers. All I can say is there's a very different dynamic between Becky in Milkers and Becky in Queens. Now, I'm not sure if she's trying to play a role, right? I'm not sure if she's trying to manipulate people to thinking that she's better off in Milker than she's in Queen, and she's trying to play out Roxy in a way. And I guess even if that is the case, I don't think Roxy cares, right? Roxy straight up admits that numbers, and she just wants a co-host who can run OBS and she can do IRL stuff, which she did, and I won't lie, I actually enjoyed myself. Milkers with Savage wasn't bad. I actually did enjoy Milkers with Savage. There was a lot of times where I just enjoyed it, because of the drama between them and Queen, I always cover them. But besides that, I've always enjoyed Milkers. Now, the question is, how long is this gonna last? How long is Becky's gonna play a role till she screws over, Roxy? And there's some, we need to think about that, because that is a true thing. It is very true that there's a high chance that, Becky could screw over Roxy. It isn't like the first time she's done that. And whether or not she's playing a character the whole time, it doesn't matter. And what about in Queens? Well, we'll get into Queens when we get into Queens, but later on in Milker, as Roxy was doing a bunch of IRL stuff with, trust me, I thought she would have gotten arrested. Thank God she didn't. They got into this sort of talking about, like, oh, their bad blood and how they were pitted against each other. I don't think so. I think what it was is Michael wrote the script for them to fight, but Becky took it personal and went further and further until Savage retaliated with the whole showing her video of her house. And that's really what it was, in my opinion. Like, I don't think they were pitted against each other. I think that, in a way, Becky was scared that Milker could have been the number 2 show, and I think it could have. At the way things were going in Milker's was going upper and upper in viewership. Probably more than Queens. And, and even, again, back with Queens, right? Like, Becky even admitted that her reasoning for being so friendly to, Tina was on the grounds of it would piss off Savage. All right, let's move on.
The way you sucked his dick.
All right, you want to see it? Can you see it?
Oh my God, you are how much? What are we looking at?
It's 173 kgs. 173 kgs.
Okay, 173 kgs. Dude, we need to know pounds.
In pound, he is. Oh my God, he's Jordy sized. He's 381 pounds.
Oh, 381. Oh my God.
He's fucking Jordy sized.
Super chatted $19.99. Way to cut the content by keeping me timed out in Discord.
You're saying
me crash out, bring me the feck up.
Zeta, you're saying F slurs. You're saying F slurs on stream. Of course you're gonna get banned. What the fuck?
Dude, you are 40 pounds fatter than me. Now you better be like 6'2".
You are fucked.
I'm
Rastov.
6 foot, almost 6'1".
Rastov,
1.5'10".
the fat jokes start now. You are fat.
Hey, you know what I weighed when I first came to the LCU? I was 183, I think. 185.
Look that up. Look that up. 183. Boogie.
It was 185. That's what I was when I fucking started here. Okay. I was weighed at the top.
403. You've lost 20 pounds. That's pretty good.
That's it? No, that's not good. That's 3 months.
Happy with that.
3 months. You only lost 20 pounds. That ain't good.
I wasn't trying.
When did we become so passé as people? M00N super chatted $20. The Dioc joke was hilarious. Why are we actually crying over spilled milk? Toughen up. Let's stop the false outrage. Pretending like the Welsh people have no sense of humor seems more insulting than the joke.
Wait a second. Rastov, did he say the fat jokes start now? What about the oppression of my fat people? What about the fat genocide? Every grocery store in the nation has low-calorie treats, low-fat foods. They're trying to get rid of my people, and you want to get rid of my people? You're going to make fun of the fat genocide that's going on in this nation and all over the world? I can't believe you, King.
We should be able to get over fat.
My feelings. Oh, you're the oppressor. You're the oppressor. Oh.
Okay, I support a fat genocide. We should get rid of fat people by making them skinny.
You'd have no fucking employees except for like Buff, Weeb, and Zay.
Yeah, they're skinny.
Yeah, that would be your only show. It would be you and him. And like fucking crackhead Roxy.
Laval4MP74 super chatted $19.99. As a Jewish person, Holocaust jokes are hilarious. Boogie is right.
Listen, I'm sure fat people can be good people, right?
Yeah.
But they're inherently bad because they're fat, they're greedy, right? Can we agree that you're like greedy?
No, I was depressed.
No, you're greedy. You're eating more than you need to. That's greed.
No, I was trying to
No, it's
fucking hurt
capitalism.
myself by eating food.
Yeah, that's being
It's actually
greedy.
capitalism. No, it's
I mean,
capitalism.
fucking
You're not
fine. I don't give a
being
shit.
greedy.
I got fat. I'm losing
I'm
weight.
eating-
What about
I'm
your
eating what I can
neighbors? Your neighbors
afford.
could be using that food.
No, I'm eating what I can
Fuck 'em.
afford. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump, this great nation. I get to eat at the all-you-can-eat buffet because I can afford it. That's capitalism in action. Eat up, piggy, piggy. Come on, Jeff Bezos, let's get lunch.
I'm sorry. No.
Okay, so on live, I don't know. To be fair, the whole live stream, funny live stream. Their whole stream was just them complaining and telling Boogie to do this stuff and keep gaslighting Boogie to put a hole in his wall, or really not a hole in his wall, like not an actual like open hole, but like, you know, put a door, and then he asks the question whether or not you need a permit to do that. With my own experience, it depends with county to county. It depends. Yeah, it depends county to county, and even within like city limits, or depending on the city you live in, right? So if you live in a big metropolis, they may have different laws that are different than county laws, right, or municipality laws. So it depends from there, right? Like it's very confusing in a way. It kind of shows that that you can't do certain things in your own house. Plus, I believe Boogie lives in an HOA area, like a community, which I would never live in those places. You couldn't pay me because those places, and from what I've been told by personal people I've known who lives in those areas, they have said like those people are some of the worst people you can imagine. Like there's certain rules and restrictions and certain colors you can't do, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want to live in that place. There's that, I guess. But back to the whole like house thing. Personally, I don't give a shit. Like I'm not even lying. I personally don't give a shit too much. Yeah, it's entertaining watching Boogie get mad, and Boogie was making the point that because he's the one who's doing everything. To be fair, it's because Boogie volunteered himself to be the guinea pig, the cow, the horse, the beast of burden, basically, for the whole LCU. Like, Becky likes to think that she's the reason why she built the LCU, or Tina likes to think, or whoever. In reality, it's Boogie. Boogie is the reason why the LCU is where it's at now. He single-handedly, I mean, not entirely, but you can even debate that in a way that single-handedly he is the reason why the LCU is where it's at. And I think people need to give him credit. I mean, hell, even in the Queens, right, when we get to it, Boogie even straight up told Tina, like, I am the reason why the LCU is where it's at. I built this platform. I built this stage. And, like, honestly, he is not wrong. Like, if anybody in the LCU besides, like, Keem or Wings, with opposite Wings isn't here anymore, who has a bigger say in the LCU, it should be Boogie, because he literally built it. I can't think of a time in the LCU before the LCU, during the LCL, right? Throughout the LCL, before the LCU, Boogie was doing everything. He was mowing his lawn, he was picking garbage, he was getting a tattoo, he was going to haunted house, he was sleeping outside of the, during the camping trip, right? He did everything. Like, he literally did everything you could think of. And, regardless of your opinion of Boogie, I don't like Boogie one bit. I think he's a disgusting individual. He does deserve credit for building the LCL to the LCU. I would even say more than Wings, and I think nobody's going to debate me against that. Okay, let's move on to the next two, which is Cafe and Queens. They both fought against each other. Now, this is being recorded at 10 o'clock, 10:12 a.m. on Thursday. So hopefully this video will be out. Cafe is going on right now. They're probably going on about their whole thing from last night. we're only going to be talking about yesterday with it Wednesday. So let's get into these two.
With interacting with a super drunk person, right? Drunk people have pissed you off plenty of times in your life and done you terrible wrongs. And so, yeah, but if you're, some people are really good with dealing with really drunk people. Some people aren't. Tina, you're not the type of personality to be good with dealing with drunk people. And you totally handled the situation terribly. And then Becky, you also do a
Cool
lot of
guy
things to make her feel as if she's not.
1491 super chatted $20. I still stand by what I said about Roxy.
Yep. It's not fair, Ghost. When these shows were started, you figured lolcowlive did all the footwork, right? They did all the work. Then lolcowqueens came right behind them, right? So we put in all this work. You guys might not think it's fucking. You might think it's easy. It's not as easy as y'all motherfuckers think. Number one. Number two. Roxy fucked up her own fucking legacy. She should be able to do a show. She was supposed to be the fucking comic over there, right? So why do you need someone else to stick their hand up your fucking ass in?
But that's
She
slightly.
was texting me, telling me she wanted Queens. See, that's what you guys don't realize.
Roxy was
She
saying that, not
texted me
Becky.
saying she wanted to come here.
Roxy.
She wanted Milkers. She wanted Becky to go to Milkers by herself. See, nobody ever sees that point of view, though.
But that's Roxy. That's not Becky. You can't blame Becky for that. That's Roxy being the snake Roxy is. She's trying to stir shit up. Don't blame Becky for that.
Snake.
Right, Becky? Did you ever say that?
No.
Yeah, so you can't blame. Don't hold that against Becky. You guys should know what Roxy's like by now. And you also, though, that is hypocritical of you to say, Tina, because in the past you always say how you're such a team player and you want what's best for the whole LCU. And having the fourth.
Part of the LCU.
Okay, whether you think that or not, Milkers is though.
Okay, Milkers was only Milkers because Savage and my beef. That's why it was created. So let's get to the.
Completely agree. I completely agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. That's not my point. My point is there's a 2-hour show on, and it'd be great if we had a good fourth show in the universe. That would be good for the whole universe, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but what about Tess? What about Aussie? What about other people?
All right, but they're not going to be what we've seen from Becky and Roxy so far. The potential is higher.
Do what you got to do.
No, I'm just saying to you, Tina, I think you should allow it unless you see it. I think you totally should have a problem with it if you see that it has negative consequences on Queens. I completely agree. But until you see that.
But she was over there today, all of a sudden, Becky's just going to be the monkey OBS puller over here. Y'all don't realize Becky gets paid from the Queens. You understand that?
Yeah, we know.
Okay, all right. So she's over on the Milkers making them all that money, right? Why can't somebody else do it too? Why does Becky have to go over there and make them money? The day before they made $300 fucking dollars. Becky was laughing her fucking dick off over it. So wasn't I. It's about time that we saving our success where we are. The people keep on beating us down and then trying to take over for us. It is what it is, bro. But at the end of the day, you guys are trying to change me into something I'm not willing to be. I have never, ever been a person to fucking go behind someone's back and not say it to their fucking face. I will say it to your fucking face.
Yeah, that's why we all like you, Tina. That's why we all respect you. That's not the point.
You damn it shit on because of Becky all fucking day.
Okay, yeah, but Becky also gets shit on because of you. Who cares? You guys are partners. That's what you're. Yeah, you do. Becky, do you not ever get shit for being partners with Tina?
Constantly. And for being
so
partners with Mike,
too.
too.
Talk to each other.
Her people think she deserves better because she's a Harvard graduate.
And your people think the same thing about you, that you deserve better than Becky. So what are you talking about?
My people do not go in Discord, and Becky knows what I'm talking about. They literally fucking ripped me apart the other fucking day in there. My people did not rip Becky apart, did not even get involved in it.
Becky gets ripped apart all the time on Discord, though, whether it's your people or not. So it's like you guys are going through the same shit.
You fucking break rocks. I don't want you here. Get the fuck out of here right now, bitch.
I just
Get gone, motherfucker. I said get gone, you motherfucker. I said get gone, you better get gone. This is not your goddamn show. If she gets you here, I'm calling the people. Before everybody else.
So throughout the whole Queen stream, it was just Tina just complaining and ranting and, Becky kind of just being in the background. And truthfully, I'll say that, and I don't want to defend Becky. I really do not want to defend her, but I gotta give her credit. And the one thing I've always given her credit is that she is entertaining. She's a lot entertaining than Tina. This whole stream with Tina was just a shit show. I don't know how I got views. I don't even know how I got donations. I refuse, to believe that any of those two things were real. But Tina was just sitting there complaining and crying that I guess she's like a victim or she's not being given the respect, and how Queens was the one that helped. I mean, as I said in my live, and Boogie later on came onto the stream and straight up told, to kind of set the record straight with Tina, he is the reason why Queens is even around. He is the reason why any of these shows are technically around, because he literally put his blood and sweat into the LCL, and that foundation of sacrificing himself helped grow the LCL to later grow into the LCU. Yeah, it is true that Queen was built around Tina, but the problem is that Tina is not an entertaining person. And early on the stream, she wants to see it was going on. Well, I just want to make Queen into a legacy channel for AGP, and I'm here I don't care for the AGP people. I don't care for AGP one bit. I know about him. I watch some of his stuff, but I've never once cared for AGP. I just never once cared for the individual at all. I really can't think of a time where, AGP influenced my life. I really can't. I'm just straight up being honest. And back to Becky. Again, I don't like Becky. I think she's done a lot of disgusting things. Lying about the essay, the scamming, and it was debatable whether or not he was telling the truth about the fallen soldier. It's one thing, right? But I already made my opinion about that, so But even with all of that, that has helped Queen. That did help Queens early on blossom into its own thing, and it was mostly because of Becky. Most people donated to Queens for Becky a lot of the time, not for Tina. And the people who did, donate for Tina were donating because they felt bad or because, and the whole donation thing and viewership in Queens, it's difficult to talk about because on one hand, all right, most people are donating for Becky, but at the same time, they're donating for Becky because they want to support Tina. But the problem is that Tina is not an entertaining person as she thinks. And Becky is. Right? I don't really care. And now the mistreatment, okay, they both abuse each other. They both abuse each other constantly. They both constantly fight. There was a period of time after Lynx and Grace left that Queens was literally stagnating. And then it got better. And then after the camping trip, it got pretty bad because the fighting just got worse. And at the end of the day, when it's coming to Queens, the Queens is mostly run by Becky. And you gotta give her credit. In a way, I am kind of defending Becky in the sense of, and I don't want to, I really don't. But Becky is the reason why why Queens is where it's at now. If it was just Tina, Queens would not be as popular. I'll say that right now. Regardless how you feel about Becky, whether you like her, dislike her, hate her, or love her, she is the reason Queens is where it's at now. And without that, it's just the Tina show. And I'll be real with you, nobody wanted to watch the Tina show. And throughout this whole stream, it was Tina trying to egg on Becky. Because you know that Tina is kind of screwed without Becky. And she kind of admits it. And then she goes on about these different rants. How it's not her own fault. Or how she doesn't fuck with... Come on, she does mess with Becky a lot of time. It's just back and forth hypocrisy with Tina. Becky's bad. Right? But at least Becky kind of makes a joke out of it. And it's funny. Where Tina makes it just unbearable. I mean, also Becky does make it unbearable too. It's just there's sort of an entertaining factor, and that's what it comes down to. Whether you like Becky or not, Becky is somebody who is entertaining, and I've said that already a number of times. I do think Becky is quite entertaining, not in the way people would think, but she is entertaining, and she is very fun to milk content out of. Now, I forgot to mention that Tina went on this whole thing about YouTube and everything, and it's oh, if you're a YouTuber, you're not. It's this dumb thing about being real and not real, and it's no one gives a shit. No one literally gives a shit.
Let's play. Oh my god.
So the question,
I can't wait for that.
Oh, it's gonna be nice. Like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna have the 3 for everybody to pick from. Also,
Jesus.
Yeah, living my life. It has to be your own piss. Exactly. It has to be your own piss, no one else's.
Oh,
So-
interesting. No foreign piss.
0 foreign piss. We don't know what's in your body coming out of your kidneys. You weird pisser.
Mm-mm. Ew.
So, what's your opinion on just the state of everything? Because Becky had her whole crash out on Tina, all that wild shit, right? So she quit.
Yeah.
She was on Milkers. Guys, was Becky on Queens? Let me know, because I don't know if she was on. Obviously, I'm here, so I don't know if she was on Queens or not.
What, today? I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
She
honestly.
said she was going to be on Queens earlier, so I don't know whatever happened to that.
I did see, I just want to say, I do really love the dynamic between Becky and Roxy. I think that's a really good dynamic that they have going on.
Yeah.
I tuned in a little bit to the Milker stream today, and I saw Roxy out in the wild, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my fucking god. And they looked like they were having a good time. They genuinely looked like they were having fun and getting along, but still shitting on each other, just playful banter. So I think it's gonna work pretty well for them. I don't know, I'm excited for them. I don't want Milkers to die. I want Roxy to have a place in this universe. So anything, to keep her here. Her and Becky
Yeah.
work really well together, I think, so far.
So the cat guy gaming keeps telling me to oil up.
What?
We don't do that here. This-
Are you supplying the oil, Mr. Diddy?
This isn't Lolcow Diddy, you motherfucker. All right, this is Lolcowcafe. Have some fucking decorum.
This is a party, but it's not a Diddy party.
Oh yeah, straight up. So
I can't have any of that.
I gotta say honestly, so she's running OBS off camera. Beautiful.
Oh, is she actually off of camera this time though?
That's the question, Batgirl. That's the
Is she
question.
gonna come back up in a little?
Matter of
And
fact,
be like, you know what? I really missed the airtime. Hi guys.
straight up. Matter of fact, let's check. I'm curious. I am so damn curious, guys. So, where are we at? Where's that? Here we go.
Just give it time.
Oh
She'll
man.
be up
Oh,
there.
so they got Brenda up there. Okay, so she has somebody at least. So
Oh, okay.
legitimately, Becky is. Bro, come on, man.
Oh my gosh, why do they like kind of look like sisters? Like, like
Bruh.
if Tina had bangs and if Brenda had glasses, they would kind of be
Oh, yeah.
twinning.
That's funny.
Same hair color.
That's funny as shit. Oh man. All
Oh
right.
my gosh. Well, I hope they're having a good time. I like Brenda. She's sweet. So I hope that like her and Tina are working well
Oh
together.
yeah, Deb seems like a nice person. But all right, you ready for sauce number 2?
Yes, I am. Let me get it. Which
All
one
right.
is this?
Sauce number 2.
Green tie vibes.
No, it's
No?
Karma sauce liftoff.
Oh wait, this is the one. It just says it at the bottom.
Liftoff. All right.
Oh gosh. I'm scared
Me too.
of the later ones.
Yeah, me too. We gonna make it
Where's
happen
the
though.
seal?
We gonna make it happen though. Batgirl, we got this.
We
got
do. I
Oh,
believe
it smells
in
good.
us.
It smells really good, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
It's very thin, so this should pour out fairly easily.
Oh yeah, it looks like kind of watery.
Yep, exactly.
Ooh, it kind of smells like pickles.
Yeah, it
I
smells
love
good.
pickles.
I do. I love me some pickles too. Yeah, it's beautiful.
In parallel with the Queen stream, Cafe had their stream, and I am being real. It was a nice stream. It was better to watch and listen to than Queen's. Right? It was a better stream to watch. It's sad that they didn't get a lot of support, but I think the support they did got was still good enough, and I think you can only be happy for that much. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it's a good stream. Now, before I end the video, Rewind basically just did Rewind, where they went back and covered all the stuff, complained about Keemstar. They went into the Beans breakup with oh my god, I think with Grimm. And there's this whole debate whether or not that's for anybody to know about. The problem is because their relationship is so open and it's so wide open. It's kind of one of those weird spots where, like, well, your relationship is wide open. You kind of can't complain.
Tired of apples.
Oh, sorry for that. Even so, whatever. Then they went back into the nightmare thing a little bit. Again, whatever. Right? I already said what I said. And then Ozzy was Ozzy. Taz just went over the whole thing between whether they also brought up in Taz as well. The nightmare stuff. Nightmare kind of cleared the air, and Billy was on there, so they're in good standing. Now the question is Nightmare a homosexual? Not Nightmare. It is Grimm. Right, because Keemstar kind of went into this, or like maybe he thinks, because one of the main reasons that I guess Grimm and Bean broke up was, Grimm being a little too fruity, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean when I'm saying that word. Thinking about it now, I think I know where she's coming from, and I know what she's saying. On the other hand, I guess in a way that must have been like insulting to Grimm, and to some extent Nightmare, because a lot of people think they're dating in the way they act around each other, in the way they are, and I think that's a lot of evidence to point towards that direction, right? Because Nightmare said he's bi. None of this really matters to some extent, but it kind of helped explain like their personality and the way they are. Personally, whatever. It's not that I don't care enough. It's just like, it's whatever. Like, if Grimm and Nightmare later on get in a relationship because they brought that in Test, they literally brought that up in Test. Like, oh, like, what if we, in the future, me and Nightmare are in this, like, hypothetical, like, the way he was talking about it and the way they were acting about it was like, It makes me think there are some real genuine feelings between the both of them. It could just be just brotherly love, or it can be romantic. We'll have to wait in the future, right? Because Grim is supposed to go to England, so we'll have to wait and see. Till then, y'all, I hope you have a good one. Be safe, and as always, God bless.